Hey friends, a little bit of an update. We are no longer in an RV, and I'll tell you why. So, shortly after our last video, Kennedy Space Center, Sierra had a death in the family, and so we came back to Indiana. We left the RV in the truck, rented a vehicle, and um, came up to Indiana for the funeral and for the services and everything like that. While here, Hannah was, let's see, a year and a half maybe. We got to my sister's house because we were staying at my sister's house for a couple days for the services and all that kind of stuff. And as soon as she hit the ground at her house, she was off running, running and just having a good time. And so that we were like kind of taken aback by that, kind of a big deal that was, and how she was just able to run and be free. And you could say, well, why can't she run and be free outside? Well, I don't know. She just didn't. And that's not always safe. Being in an RV, obviously, she can't, just run wherever she wants to be. So, and so we um, did our thing here for the funeral. We were on the way back, and as we were driving back, we kind of looked at each other and was like, okay, we kind of had the same thoughts at the same time, but each of us was afraid to say anything. And so I don't remember who brought it up first, but it was kind of one of those things where, hey, do you, what do you think about the visit? Do you have a good visit? Was everything good? Do you think, kind of like probing, but not trying to go too far to where it makes the other person feel like we don't want to do this anymore. Um, so what we did was have a discussion on the way back home, and the discussion was, do we again want to do this? Continue doing it, and there were some reasons why we did that. One was the space issue. We have 4 kids, 2 adults, so that is, I mean, that's 6 people. That's not a lot of space to have a family of 6, and we knew this going into it, and that's the thing, we knew it going into it. But knowing it going into it and being okay with it as a thought is fine. And then you get to do it. And we did it for 6 months and we gave it our, the best shot. And so we kind of was thinking about the space. And then our oldest, I don't know if this is, I don't remember if we told everybody about this before. Our oldest son, Evan, has autism. And one of his things is he likes his peace and quiet. He likes his privacy. He doesn't like, when we go on vacations, he really doesn't like rooming in a hotel with other people. He likes to be by himself. So there's been a couple times we go on vacation before we had the RV, and he would want to sleep in the closet, like in the hotel room in the closet by himself, close the door and everything. But he had to sleep in the same bunk house as his brothers, right? So that was like something for him that he had to do. And as soon as we said, "Hey, what do you guys feel about moving back to Indiana?" And he was all over it from the get-go because he wanted his own room and he has his own room now. And so that was another thing. Um, and so we kind of started looking for houses and we made our plan. Our original plan was to go up to Maine in the RV, go up to Maine, and then come back and have a little bit of springtime, summertime ish in Indiana and spend some time with the family, and then come back down and go into Texas for the winter time, and then the next summer go out west. Well, we altered that and decided to go from Florida, where we were at, up to Georgia, up to Indiana, and start looking for houses. So we did that, and in I think it was April, we closed on this house that we have now. Um, April, yeah. And so that's where we're at now. We have a house. My sister is in the RV. They're using the RV. They're renting out my RV because where they were staying wasn't a safe area in Indianapolis, and so they are renting my RV out and using that as their humble abode. And they so far they love it. And I think that the kitchen is about the same size as their apartment's kitchen, so this very good. We also one thing that we've also done is whenever we were sitting, whenever we were at my staying at my sister's, we started going to her church. We've been to her church before, and we loved the church, but we had our own church that we went to in Indianapolis. Well, we felt a really big pull as we were because we were visiting her church while we were up here. We felt a strong pull to go to her church, and is now our home church, and that we're members at now. And so, and everything kind of lined up, right? So we got here. There were no houses where we wanted to live, but there were houses in other smaller cities. That's when we wanted to live near the church, so we could, go to that church and make that church our home. And so we did that. We looked for a house, and the house that we have right now, I'm sure we'll be able to do a walkthrough at some point. And this house kind of lined up with everything we wanted to do. And it's crazy because this house needed a new roof, and it needed our brick back here, as you'll see. We have a brick fireplace, and the brick on the outside for the chimney was had spalling, and it was so severe that it was about to fall down, and that needed to be replaced. And I asked the previous owners to pay for all that, and he did. And I didn't pay closing costs, I didn't pay anything. And we thought that he was gonna say, okay, I'll pay for all this, but you guys have to pay your own closing. But when the Lord moves, he moves. And so I took that as this is what we ought to do. This is what the Lord is leading us to do. Because there were obstacles in place that needed you know every door needed to be open so we can run through it and get it done, and the Lord did it. And if one door was closed, we wouldn't have been able to get the house. So if that makes any sense. And then where we're going to put our RV, what we were going to do with that? Well, it just so happened that my sister, her um her lease was about to end at her house, and she asked me, hey, if you guys get a house before X, Y, and Z time, can we stay in it at this such and such place? And everything just worked out the way that, I don't know, the Lord's just faithful, and the Lord does, um he just moves, and we take that as his will for us. So we got our house. We have been getting it kind of situated for the past 6 months. Next question is, to all my 65 subscribers, what are we going to do? What's the next for this channel? Well, I'll tell you. Um, I still want to record. So I still want to do the YouTube thing. Not because for money, because not monetized, but for the memories for my children whenever me and my wife are not here. Um, for our grandchildren, for just that kind of thing to where like, what have you guys done, right? And so we're gonna kind of transition this channel into more of a vlog, because it's a video, and more like an everyday living type of thing. And so hopefully you guys are, stick around for that. And if not, totally get it. There's another thing that I want to do. I want to kind of do a Christian men's YouTube channel that basically helps disciple Christian men, because that's what I am. I'm a Christian man. And so what I was lacking, um, being a new baby Christian, was the discipleship aspect of being a Christian. So I'm hoping to do that on a YouTube channel. Don't know what the YouTube channel is going to be named yet, but it's going to be something. And then Sierra, we're about to go on a cruise tomorrow. Not tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. Finn's looking at me like, because they don't know what day it's going to be. It's not tomorrow. You be quiet. We're not leaving tomorrow. He's over. Her house is messy because it's lived in, but he's over here dying because we weren't supposed to tell anybody. But it's not. It's not tomorrow. It's really not tomorrow. You guys are going to church tomorrow. While I. It's not. So. We're going Wednesday. But don't tell anybody. You got it? Don't tell your brother. What Wyatt likes to do is he likes to, if he knows what day it's going to be, he'll be like, oh, I don't feel good. So we've been trying to keep it from him. And yesterday we just told him that we're going on a cruise this week. We didn't tell him a day, but now I just slipped up because of you guys. Well, thanks, 65, my 65 subscriber family. You made me mess up. Just kidding. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I hope you guys want to stick around and kind of see where it takes us. I don't know where we're going. I don't know where it's going to take us. I don't know have a schedule yet. I'm hoping to maybe do Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays upload. Maybe not though. Maybe it'll only be Mondays, or maybe it'll only be Fridays, or maybe it'll be Saturdays. Because we got a lot of stuff to do around this house. But I'd like for you guys to be a part of it, and I'd like for you guys to, kind of see this grow, see our family grow. Um, and so yeah, come with us now on this new journey, and we will see you on the next one.